room clear. For some reason, Gen Z doesn't believe combat vets exist and play video games. I know, that's what I said. That's crazy. You sure about that? Okay. Howdy, folks. All right, hold up. I gotta get these off because these are my Walker headphones, and I can hear my heartbeat with these things. So, all right. So, why am I all done up? I don't know. I just want to have a little fun with this video. I put this whole kit together, and I just hadn't really tried it out yet. That's all it is. So let me move this over back to the good position. All right. So what do I want to talk about today? Well, I was on YouTube. I gotta make my drink. Angostura. I guess that's how you say it. Orange bitters, right? So let's turn this the other way. Let's move this. Oh shit, I don't want to do that the wrong way. All right, there we go. So, Angostura bitters. What I'm doing is making a old fashioned with my maker's mark. That's it, yo. So, I was on YouTube, and this isn't the first time this has happened. But I was on YouTube on my my kind of filmmaking channel that I've had for a really long time, and damn, I can't get this open. I want to spill it. Come on, Angostura. So I saw this post for a video game, right? That's coming out called Ready or Not, and it's been out for a couple years, but it's coming out on like PS5 and Xbox now. I don't know how much of these bitters I'm supposed to use, but it's coming out on Xbox now, and it's a tactical military shooter. Well, not military. It's based on the LA SWAT team, actually. Oh, I guess you don't put much of this in there since it ain't coming out fast. Oh, I've never used this before. All right. And it's very similar. It's a similar game to the old school Rainbow Six. And not the new Rainbow Six. New Rainbow Six sucks. I don't like it at all. But this one is very realistic and super tactile, super tough, super hard. One shot can take you out quick. And it's gaining traction. It's getting really popular because there's not really any games like that out now. But that's not my point of the video. The point is, I was on YouTube and I was watching a review of it, right? That a game site does, and I just commented on there saying I loved Rainbow Six Vegas. That was the last good Rainbow Six in my opinion. Siege sucks. I don't like it. I hate it. And I just decided I would share an anecdote about my time in the Army, and this is back in 2010. And I commented, in 2010 I was getting ready to go to Afghanistan. And we had like a couple of Rangers and some SF guys teaching us room clearing tactics. How to clear a room properly, not get shot, not get killed, not kill the hostage. Okay, cool. And I was doing some stuff that they just hadn't taught just yet. We're going to teach it. But it was just like Pine Corner and the way I would clear the room and everything like that. Because you see in movies a lot of times, people go to clear a room, they go corner, and they walk in, they go corner to corner to corner. I didn't even do that right when I walked in here because I was trying to face the camera. But I was doing it the right way, the way that they would do it. And they were like, where did you learn this? We haven't taught this just yet. And I was joking. I was like, Rainbow Six. And they were like, everybody was laughing. But then one of the SF guys was like, nah, dude, that game's legit. Like, we play it all the fucking time. So it was funny. That's the anecdote I shared in a shorter form, actually. So let me smell it. Taste this, actually. They're pretty good. It's orange bitter, so it's got a little bit of orange to it. I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to use, but this is an old fashioned that I just made. So good. Oh man. I don't think that would be that good with a bad bourbon though. So I commented that on YouTube, and I know that the main demographic of people that play video games now are Gen Z. It's got to be Gen Z. I know there's a lot of Gen Alpha too, and a lot of us millennials, obviously, we play video games, so everybody knows that. But there were people commenting under my comment, basically telling me I was full of shit. Like I was doing that. Yeah, sure, that happened. And then you woke up, or it was just stuff like that. And I was kind of taken aback. I'm just like, what reason did I give anybody to think that I was lying about just a stupid little anecdote from training before Afghanistan? It wasn't something crazy. It wasn't like I said, oh, I shot this guy at 900 yards. It's nothing like this video game. That's a douchebag that doesn't know what he's talking about. I didn't say anything like that. I just said that I had this funny training experience that was related to a game like the one they're showing on screen right now. That's it. That's all I did. And everybody was like telling me I was lying, basically. And it really took me aback. I'm like, what? But I had to start asking myself, why are they like this? Like, what? This is like a newer thing. Like within the last couple of years, this has started. If I reveal that I'm a combat vet of any kind, people either think I'm lying or they insult me. It's one of those two. 9 times out of 10, it's one of those two. And I'm just like, where did this come from? Why is everybody either thinking that combat vets are lying about being vets? Well, one is that piece of crap Tim Kennedy. If you know who he is, you can look him up. He just basically ousted himself and revealed that he lied about a bunch of stuff. So that's not helping our cause here. But yeah, why do just everybody, it feels like online, for some reason, either tell you you're lying or they insult you once they find out you're a combat vet. Like it happens all the time. And I just took it off of my social media stuff. I won't even comment inflammatory stuff. I'll just comment something like Stone Cold was the greatest wrestler ever, and they'll find out that I'm a combat vet for my profile and like tell me, the only thing you're good at is friendly fire and this and that. It's from people that don't have the balls to do what I did and what thousands and thousands of other people did. But I think what it is, and I don't mean this disparagingly, but Gen Z, even though a lot of them have joined the military because they're old enough to serve now, they're like 30. So a lot have probably joined, but Gen Z, they are ultimately the generation that kind of said, we're not going in the military. We're not doing that. But one, there's multiple reasons. The military doesn't pay well, but also there's no war to fight right now. There's nothing. Why would you join if you don't think there's a cause to it? I joined because I watched 9/11 happen, and then a year later I was old enough to join, so I did. So part of that, and it was partly that, and I wanted to get out of the county that I lived in, and it worked. I got out. But nothing crazy and major has really happened that has forced us into a conflict during Gen Z's lives, if you really think about it. At least their adult life, while they're old enough or to know if something happened. Because 9/11, that was 2001. So that's 24 years ago. If my math's not stupid, it usually is. 24 years ago, right? That's Gen Z's age, man. And when I got out of the Army in 2015, we were winding things down in Iraq and Afghanistan. We weren't really doing much of anything. So, that's around the time that Gen Z would have been able to join the military. And there's no reason. Why would they do that? We're winding down a war. We weren't really trying to recruit heavily like they were when I got in. So when I think about it like that, it's like, that totally makes sense that Gen Z wouldn't think that combat vets are like my age, because we don't look a lot older than they do. Gen Z ages bad. They age quick. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. But us millennials, typically we look younger as it goes. And y'all can't figure it out. People in comments trying to tell me that I look like I'm like 50 or look too old. Some of you think I look too young. I don't know. What do you make up your mind? Which one am I, huh? But I think that's what it is there's this misconception of combat vets just being old people from World War II or grizzled stone-faced killers that don't relax and have hobbies and just have fun. No, that couldn't be further from the truth. Every single veteran I know, especially combat vets, we're the dumbest, goofiest, we play all the time, but we don't know how to not joke about something. We all play video games. We're goofy and we're nerds. That's every one of us. Every single one of us I know. We're all like that. So I maybe Gen Z, for some reason, at least the online Gen Z that plays video games, don't believe that combat vets are the same kind of people. You know, we've been to war, but we play video games. And okay, so I'm going to talk about my experience in the military a little bit. So this is funny. When I went to Iraq, it was 2005, and we had an IT guy in our unit. And he knew how to set up networks, like actual wired networks with Ethernet cables. And what he did was wire all of we called them chews, the little buildings we lived in. He wired them all together. We all bought Xboxes, and we had 4 people in each room playing Xbox, Halo 2, all connected on LAN network, I think is what it was called. This is so long ago, 20 years ago, man. But yeah, we were playing Halo 2, and that's where I got into Halo, was in Iraq. I got into Halo in Iraq in between missions. We'd get back to base, Talil, Iraq. I don't remember the actual name for the base, but it was Talil was the little city next to where we were. If you've ever heard, if you're religious, know anything about the Bible, the Ziggurat, I think is what it's called, is this big temple that Moses went to, is actually there. We could just go to it. Crazy. But yeah, I got into Halo in Iraq. I also got into Star Wars in Iraq. I'd never seen a Star Wars movie until my roommate, who was a huge nerd, made me watch it and made me fall in love with it. That's where I got into RPGs. I played my first RPG in Iraq, was Jade Empire, made by BioWare before they made Mass Effect. Crazy. But yeah, and then, got out, started school. When I got back here, I started school and everything, and then got deployed to Afghanistan. And in Afghanistan, I did convoy trucks and security operations in both Iraq and Afghanistan. So in Afghanistan, we ran a yard called the KTY yard, and it standed, I think, for Kandahar Transient Yard. And we were basically working with the bomb dogs to screen all the people coming in and all the trucks coming in bringing supplies for paraphernalia, contraband, drugs, bombs, all kinds of stuff. And we would routinely have to detain people who were known Taliban officiates. What's the word that I'm looking for? Allies? I'm tired. I've been up since 3 o'clock, and it is now freaking 5 something. All right. So, no, it's 4 something. Yeah, 4 something. See, I'm tired, man. And we had 24-hour shifts at KTY. So what would we do? And the trucks came in waves. They didn't come in like all night. We weren't up running all night. So we'd have like 3-4 hours downtime, which is normal in the Army. You will have a lot of downtime. Hurry up and wait is not just a myth. You will have a lot of downtime. That's why we're all nerds and play video games. So 3-4 hours down, not doing anything. What would we do? We would play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. The first one that came out in 2010 or 11, whatever year it came out, we play it. And we would just play, it was like the horde mode or like the wave mode. I can't remember the name of it now, but that's what we would play. We would just get on there and play all night long. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, because we didn't have internet. We couldn't play the world, but we could play with ourselves, amongst ourselves, not play with ourselves, with different controllers. I also bought. I remember I had my 360 and I bought Batman Arkham City, the second game. And I would play that all night, and that's where I played that. So yeah, it's like, I don't know why, other than like maybe not understanding that soldiers are geeks and nerds too. They don't think that actual combat vets are online playing video games. And I think a lot of, because you'll see a lot of these combat vets, on their own YouTube channels, especially like the Green Berets and stuff. They'll talk about, masculinity, tactical awareness, prepping, things like that. They never really talk about video games. We all play video games. 99% of veterans are gamers. At least my age, the ones my age are gamers, because we grew up playing video games. I'm not going to stop just because we're in a war. I was bringing my PS2 Slim, the little tiny one. I would put it in my pack and bring it with me on missions in Iraq. And I would play Devil May Cry 3 and Need for Speed Underground 2 all the time. God of War 2. That's just... I'm going to find a way to play video games, man. But when I say something like that online, I get insulted or told that I'm lying. And it's nuts to me. It doesn't really offend me. Well, being insulted as a veteran does offend me. But them thinking that I'm lying, it kind of makes me laugh, because then they'll try to tell you how the world really is, or what the Army's really like. And you can tell that there's these 15-year-old broccoli heads that have never even... He played Army outside. All they've done is play video games. They don't know how it is. And the way the video games portray the military is so far from the truth of how the real military is. So when you try to tell people how the real military is, they don't think you're telling the truth. And it's always funny to me. But that's it. That's the video for today. I just wanted to put my kit on and test it out. See how it looked. And, like this. Oh, shit. So, yeah. But this knife is badass. The F & Grow. I don't know the actual name of it. This thing is the only knife that has ever actually cut me. It freaking hurt. And again, look, I'm trying to say I'm a gamer, y'all. If you know what this is, it's from a video game. It's Metal Gear Solid, Foxhound Unit. I can't prove my point any harder. Like, you know what I just bought? Oh, look at the back of this. Hold up. I'll try to hit my... You see my patch on the back? Can you tell? McLovin from Superbad. I will not apologize for being a big ass nerd. Y'all have a good one.